Hello and welcome to today's video so we can go back to our quick introduction series going over the squad known as Isurus Estral. So what happened is Latin America got a slot in both LTA North and LTA South. So two of the six teams from LLA were going to move on and four of them were going to drop down to Tier 2 or cease to exist. Now, what Latin American teams decided to do, unlike the CBLOL teams, to keep their franchises alive, Latin America merged together. So this one is Isurus Gaming and Estral Esports forming Isurus Estral in LTA South, I believe. So Isurus has been around since 2015, Estral 2021. So it is interesting in that way that, these aren't two orgs that have been around forever. One has, and the other is relatively new. Both have had quite a bit of success, though, domestically. Isurus 147 and 100, Estral 62 and 29. Estral Esports had a 68% win rate domestically during the regular season. Isurus 60%. Playoffs, Isurus 89 and 74, Estral 47 and 41. So you notice that, right? So Isurus actually with a better win rate in playoffs than Estral. Estral historically very strong during the regular season, and then come playoff time, the bottom falls out, and they essentially, for lack of a better word, choke and throw it away. Internationally, Isurus is 7 and 18, 28% win rate. Estral went to MSI this past year and did not win a single game. That was the only time they have been to an international event thus far. In terms of games played, so in Isurus' history, Pan, Adi, Seiya, Gavado, and Newbie most played. So something knows Seiya 225 games, Gavado 185, Newbie 179. But the top side of the rift, neither one get over 130 games played. In the case of Estral, we have Achi, Jose Deodo, Leza, Bvoy, and Mia. So the bot lane duo there, Bvoy, Mia, two Korean imports. We've seen Bvoy in CBLOL as well as North America. He also spent a split in the LEC, and I believe he might have played. Maybe the only region he hasn't played in yet is the LPL. Like out of the four major regions, which is definitely interesting. I don't believe there is a player that has done it, but he has three of the four. Jose Deodo, of course, one of the best Latin American players right now, and over the last couple of years. And I mean, in the case of Isurus, we go over Seiya, who is considered to be the Latin American GOAT, with all his championships early on in LLA. Also, I want to say something just set off the rip. Isurus has been around before 2015, but when things got really organized was in 2015, so they might have been around since 2013, 2012. Estral joined LLA in 2021 after being formed, I think, in 2020 in playing in a Tier 2 tournament and then getting promoted. In terms of win rate, Isurus, Booga X, Adi, Emp, Kindless, and Slow, all with 64% win rate or better. Estral, Zothbay, Boogie, Miro, Snaker, and Shadow, all with high win rates as well because, Estral, like I said, very good domestically. And Boogie actually 73% win rate, Myru 73% too. Korean imports. In the case of finishes, so Isurus has been, I counted 19 splits of really organized league where we could figure out where they finished. And in those 19 splits, they finished between 1st and 7th. First place 5 times, third place 5 times, most common result with 26% each. So actually, when you take in the top 3, 42, 68, 2 out of every 3 splits, they were a top 3 team in Latin America. One of the best orgs that they had. 4th and 5th, 3 times, 2 times, and 7th once. They only bottomed out 1 time. In the case of Estral, they've played in 8 splits, and half of them finished 2nd place. Because in playoffs, the bottom falls out. So half the time, I mean, they have that great domestic win rate, but then, I mean, sorry, that regular season win rate, but playoff time, they would lose to a Rainbow Seven, they would lose to Isurus, and not get it done. So they won once this past opening season. They call them opening and closing, at least in Latin America, when it came to their organized league. And then third, fourth, and fifth once each. This team right now, it's being represented in dark blue, or just regular blue, if you will, relative to Isurus, which was a bright blue color, and Estral orange. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with their logo, with their team name. I really find it hard to believe that Isurus Estral is how we're going to do this. Their logo, I guess it could be represented by an orange eagle riding a blue shark. I think that's what it is. I mean, that's one way of doing it, I guess, like trying to keep both orgs together. But like I said off the rip, I give them credit because they were not going to just complain and lie down and say, oh, I deserve to have a spot, and now I'm going to just go pout and not exist anymore. No, these guys, I think Estral was the one that didn't get the slot. I believe Isurus got it off the rip, and Estral joined them. And then in North, it's Rainbow 7 and 6 Karma, and I believe Rainbow 7 definitely got that. But 6 Karma decided to take half that spot, try and offer up a merger. So it's just something that maybe those Brazilian teams should have thought of. The ones that, they're deciding, hey, do you want to exist anymore or not? Do you want to be a Tier 1 team, or do you want to play in, the regional leagues? Like, that's a decision that a team has to make. These teams are proving that it not necessarily is only Riot that is determining whether a team is going to be Tier 1 or not. The team has some agency in that as well. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.